So, for everybody that is just joining now, we have Rare Raptor for the Splinterforge development team uh, joining our Splinter Magic show, and we'll be talking some about the game, some about their game, and obviously, I mean, probably for now, what I'm seeing in the chat, it's me, you, and really here. So, I mean, that will be a fun conversation, but hopefully, that's because before me there was supposed to be a stream, there was none, so it just kind of restarting the whole Splinterlands TV at this point. Like whenever somebody misses their stream and all people go away, then it takes a little bit time to build things back up.
You got to build it back up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but now that I have a nice, awesome guest here, maybe that will help building it up because people will start. Oh, okay, we have something interesting here in this thing. So I was
Glad to be here.
wondering how long have you been in the game?
How long have I been in
Yes,
Splinterlands?
yes,
I'm gonna say over 2 years now. We came in right around middle of about first third of Untamed. Yoden was $20, and we were buying a couple then because he was so awesome.
yeah. So what what brought you like how did you like what brought you to the game? Where did you find about the game? Like what uh, piqued your interest so you can start actually playing? I'm just curious.
Well, before that, we were blockchain mining. So we were doing Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the standard stuff that miners were doing at the time. And uh, we're both old school Magic the Gathering players, and Hearthstone and collectible card games is
And you're
just a
talking
thing of our past.
you're talking with Rarely here, right? Both of you or
Yeah, Rarely here and I are the co-founders, and we have much of the same interests, and it led us here because the idea of owning your cards and being able to use them wherever you want digitally, just buy them, sell them, earn from them, that was awesome. So it just lures you in right from the get-go.
so you were friends before that, like before Splinterlands. You knew each other and you were friends before that.
Yeah, actually we're related. Rarely here is my uncle.
Oh, whoa. I mean, that probably I should have guessed that by both of you being rare. So I guess you're from the rare family.
Yeah, there you go.
Is your family name Rare?
No,
Pretty
we have
common.
different names, so
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So were you in Hive or Steam before you joined, or just that was your exposure to the Hive blockchain? Like, have you done
yeah, that
anything?
was that. Splinterlands was my introduction to Hive, and once you learn what Hive's all about, it's awesome. Like it's a great blockchain. It's uncensored social media. It's NFT card games. It's everything everybody wants in a blockchain. They just don't know it's there yet.
Yeah, we just don't have the people. But I agree with you there. It's and it you don't pay for transactions. I mean, but you
Yeah,
get
feeless. That's
yeah,
awesome.
you get paid for putting content instead of having to pay to put content like 6.99 per month, just so you get the blue check.
Yeah, it's the way it should be. It's just a matter of getting it out there and having people realize how powerful that is.
And what made you think that the game is ready to have boss fights? Like what when was that decision taken? Like how did the whole process of okay, let's make boss fights? Like how did it happen?
Let's make Splinterforge, you mean?
Yes.
Well, it was mostly me. We were doing the blockchain mining, like I said, and it was mostly me using my spare time to play around with Splinterland's API and program various little things. I tried a bot, and I'm like, oh, there's enough bots out there. I don't need to do that. And I looked at market stuff, and again, there's a lot of markets out there. I didn't really need to make another one of those. And it just kept on going. And how can I create more value for Splinterlands cards? And it ended up that you know what, the team is nowhere near making bosses, so let me see if I can play around with it. And I did, and it took me 6 months before I even got to a playable prototype, and that was like a year ago. So
Yeah.
it's been a while.
So it wasn't like, oh, whoa, I'm playing this game and I'm thinking how awesome would be to have boss fights. It was more like I want to find a niche where I can actually fit in, since like you see the awesome community and you're like, what can I provide to that community? I guess you're a
Yeah,
developer.
exactly.
I guess you're a developer, right?
Yeah, I'm the lead developer. For the first while there, it was more of just a little pet project I was doing on the side, and it wasn't something we were trying to develop to the point that it is at now. And when I when I got so far along, it was like, okay, we got to make this go all the way, and now we're here. So it's awesome. It's been a fun ride.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I was there like early alpha, as you call it, because yeah, for me all that went by was better, but I just figured out it's alpha, and now it's about get real with the beta. But yeah, I think I
Well,
find it pretty early, and I did have fun with
the
it.
very first edition we had out there was no hero, there was no equipment, there was no bags.
Oh, I
It
guess I
was
missed
just
that one.
potions. It was potions that did everything that the gems do now, and there was no hero. So it was very, very basic when I first got it online. And like I said, it took a long time before we actually put some steam behind it and said, okay, we're ready to go.
I guess I joined just before the UI change. The
Yeah, the UI change brought in a lot of people.
Yeah, and the old one was kind of like very tricky because the one looked like seven, and I still didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know
Yeah,
what to
that was a
do,
problem for a
and I
while.
was like, okay, I get two summoners and then one monster. I have choose one monster, and then by accident,
Yeah, that was weird.
by accident, I click a second one. Oh, I can put another one here. Then let's see how much I can fit. And yeah,
Yeah, that font didn't do us any favors for sure.
yeah. Well, I mean, now it's in the past, so who cares? I
Yeah.
mean, that's you have to try things out. And it was a cool font in general, but yeah, it wasn't very distinguishable in that regard. Are you watching the World Cup? Are you interested in soccer at all?
No, I'm a basketball guy. As you can see behind me here, I've got my Raptors parking only with so Toronto Raptors are my team because I'm from Canada, and
Oh, that's
I
why
got
you're the
the
Rare Raptor.
yeah, there you go.
Well,
That's what it is. It is based off that the fact that I'm a Raptors fan. I've been a Raptors fan ever since they came into the league, and I've followed them all along. And I'm just one of those hardcore guys for Raptors.
oh, I'm Lakers fan, but I guess you. I hope you won't hate me. I mean, they would they
No,
would
no, you
hate,
know what?
but
Number one, I'm a basketball fan, so they're my team I root for. But I like all basketball. Everybody, it's the competition that's fun, right?
yeah, they're not having a very good season. Uh, I was just thinking that at this point the whole world is football. I mean soccer. I, yeah,
Yeah, you know, I never really got into football. Just for some reason, it's not that big. It was never that big here where I grew up because I grew up north Ontario. It was cold and snowy like 9, 10 months of the year.
yeah. I guess not very football friendly atmosphere.
Yeah, not very football friendly
Yeah,
unless you had an indoor arena, and we didn't. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking it's kind of picking up a little bit here in the States.
oh
I
yeah, it's definitely become more popular, and you can see even with Splinterlands picking up the Genesis League stuff. Yeah, they call it soccer. Football is
Yeah,
getting pretty popular in North America too.
and as far as I mean, I heard it like when I was watching one of the games. I think one of the commentators mentioned it, but I think the one in 2026 will be actually Mexico, US, and Canada. That's what I heard.
In
The
terms
next
of what?
the next World Cup will
Oh,
be
okay, yeah, that would be cool. That to do whole
co
all of North America.
yeah, co-hosted by Mexico, US, and Canada. That's what I heard,
Hmm,
and that would be awesome because
yeah, that would be pretty cool.
if it's Mexico, US, and Canada, I would imagine it's the west coast of US because that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense to go all the way to the east. You know,
Well, you know what? From Mexico to Canada, it doesn't really matter which coast you are or where you are. It's pretty much the same distance.
is it? I think it's
It,
further when you go up there on the east side.
yeah, the West Coast might be the shortest tip to tip, but I think
That's
that
that's my hope.
it's probably going to be all over the place. Why, are you going to go to it?
I mean, I don't know if I'll be here by 2026, but I mean, I would definitely, maybe at that point, my team, my country can actually be able to qualify. And actually, the funny part is 1994, the World Cup was here in the States, and that's where we got our best, like, we were like third, uh,
Finish, yeah.
finished third. We beat Germany, which Germany lost today to Japan, but that yeah. But what I'm saying is like we we had some luck playing in the States, so I'm hoping like if it's here and maybe if we qualify, yeah, maybe I'll go watch them cover the live game for a time. But the whole thing that I was talking about is like I was just curious. Are you interested in GOX in general or GOG?
You know what? It's one of those things for me that it's an unknown. It's something that they're working on. I love Splinterlands. I love what they've done with it. I love the economy, um, but it's an unknown because it's still not out there yet. Selling packs even for tower defense, it's another thing where I can't really tell until it comes out. I'm not selling. Like I have staked XBS, I'm getting GLX, and we're staking it. So I'm not selling it, but we're definitely in the unknown boat. We want to see something before we really make a judgment call.
Yeah, but I would just think like in general, like are you do you think it might took off like do you see potential in it?
Well, yeah, you know what? Like I said, Splinterlands has done a lot of things right, and I think a new product gives them a fresh start to maybe fix some of the mistakes they made early on in Splinterlands. And the, yeah, I trust the team to lead a product successfully into a market like this, where, like we were saying, football's getting more popular in North America. So yeah, they hopefully jumping on that bandwagon and taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and I'm imagining if especially if US makes some I mean they made a draw their first game, but if they manage to get out of the groups, like it's like I think the better they perform, the more interest it will raise here.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll generate more hype, right? And
Yeah.
get more people wanting to play soccer.
And the funny part was that I was talking that when I was by myself in my show, when there was nobody and I had to talk about something. And funny fact that when I was watching their game, because I'm not very familiar with the US squad, I admit I haven't watched them before. I haven't even watched the MLS yet. I mean, I have watched some highlights, but I've chosen a team, but I haven't gotten into it. Like I like football in general, but to this one I haven't used to. But my point was like the funny part is like they're here the main selling marketing point is they are buying some like start like a little bit be after their prime some stars from European clubs when they reach like a little bit after their prime they're getting them here for the
American
marketing.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting them here for the marketing aspect of it because it's a big name. It's over. But what really surprised me, and I was like, I watch the soccer team just to get familiar with the people from the players from the MLSPA. What surprised me when I was listening to the team, like this one is playing here, this one, most of the American national uh, football players are playing in European clubs.
Yeah, you recognize all the names.
Well, not only that, and they also saying like this guy he's playing for this team, and this guy like for Nantes or for Marseille or from Italy some team, like just they're playing in Europe. So the like teams here they give their stars like their upcoming stars to the European club teams, and they get like the ones that are like, which I think is kind of wrong. I mean, if they can produce good good football players for a national team, I think they should keep them here. I don't know. That's not how it works.
Well, they don't have enough faith in their own product yet.
But I guess yeah, here that's just like the American thing is like marketing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we can market something that will raise enough interest, then we just bring names to keep up with that
Yeah, bring
interest.
names right now, and then eventually there's going to be big name Americans and lots of them, right? And then it's easier to play up your own product rather than, and then it's easier to train your own product because you have all that background and all that experience. Like we said, soccer, football is just getting popular. Like the last what 20 years maybe in North America.
Yeah.
It's pretty young here.
And Max Power is right on his point. He said, "I wish the game was ready to launch for the World Cup. Would have been great timing." Yeah, I think that it's a missed opportunity, but maybe it's a good thing that they didn't launch it for the World Cup because, as I said,
Yeah,
if the
you can't
team,
push timelines.
but not only that, but if the team performs well and that generates hype, then they can
Yeah.
ride on the hype train. Whereas before the World Cup, maybe there was not so much hype. I don't know. I don't. I have. I'm still not totally aware of how. I haven't gauged how. I think there is some interest in America in regards of football, or as they call it, soccer. But I don't know if it's that high.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been growing for quite a few years here, and it's like the amount of money they spend on the player salaries tells you enough that they're making enough money to make it profitable. So it's just it goes with experience being able to bring up good players and have them be awesome when they're in their primes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just now we figured out it will be just for now Genesis League goes. It won't be stretching out to other leagues. So I'm thinking that might be some of the reasons behind the GeoX token kind of crash. But
Well, you know what? That's all tokenomics. That was the first GLX printed. The return on staking it was so
it's
high
still
that
high.
it had nowhere to go but up. And as the interest rate comes down, so will the price. It is tokenomics. It's the way the distribution is going. The price is going to go down. It has to.
And I do understand that, but the thing is like for a week or even more than a week, it was like a stable around zero point 0.7 hive. Like it was like a stable, and then it just in one day. And that's why I'm thinking maybe it has had something to do with the news. And I'm thinking the APR is still high. I mean, I'm glad the price dropped because now I'm less tempted to sell any of mine because I was selling a chunk in hype because I have to prepare for
Yeah.
rebellion and stuff. But
Yeah, you're playing the game then, right? Like you're just guessing. Like we know what they say they're doing, so we just have to have faith in the product. If the product's there, then the coin's going to be worth something. But that's a wait and see game, right?
yeah, see, Max Power said that he was at the World Cup in LA in '94, and I was saying like that World Cup was the best achievement of my country's history ever. So,
There you
uh,
go.
he actually got to watch it. I wasn't here at the time, so I didn't. I watched on the TV. Does it count?
You remember it.
Oh, I definitely do.
um,
It shows my age. Yeah,
I'm up there too.
yeah. Really here is asking, your uncle is asking, what is Splinterforge doing to limit token inflation?
Token, and uh, we've built the system so that the burn is basically equal to distribution. We we've only airdropped to alpha testers, and we're distributing through a series of Splinterlands tournaments, the Splinterforge Masters Challenge. I think we're on tournament 5 now. And there's not a lot of tokens out there really, so as long as people want to play, there's no real inflation going on. Um, the amount of tokens that we take in for the bag uh, equipment for the bag that has gems and runes in it, that is 100% burn. So that's 4,000 forge that's going to get burned every time somebody wants a bag. So I don't see a whole lot of inflation going on in our ecosystem. It'll be more detailed once we finish distributing our documents. We're not done finalizing them yet, but we're pretty close.
So you have no idea how much there could be the rewards, like when you finish a battle, like because I know you were some Forgium there and maybe some packs and
Yeah,
every now and
so
then.
the forgium that's won in battles is coming from a designated pool of forge that increases daily. And the amount you can earn is going to be based on how much damage you do against the boss. So there's going to be an upper limit of how much damage will earn you 100% of your potential reward.
But is it like a random, still a random number generated between certain limits, or it will be just fixed for this amount of damage, this amount of coin?
S- So it'll be it's a static amount, a percentage amount of the pool. So whatever the pool is at the time, you're going to get a percentage of that. It's a very, very, very small percentage, and um, then that number is based off of how much damage you did. So if you could earn 10 forge in a battle maximum, and say the number right now for testing, it's 500 damage. If you did 500 damage and you could earn a maximum of 10 forge, then you would earn that 10 forge. If you did 250 damage,
Right.
you would earn half the amount of
Yeah.
forge.
And
So you would earn five.
we have an interesting comment in chat. Somebody called Max Power. I don't know, some random person called Max Power says that those Splinterforge cards, the frames look sick.
Thank you.
Why would he say that? I'm wondering. Yeah, he said he might be biased, but I don't know what he's talking about.
That's that's our art guy who did the frame.
Yeah, I know. But well done, Max Power. Well done on those card design, and we'll get to hear your opinion a little bit later live as well if you stick around. Because see, after you, it's Max Power. So I guess we will be having a whole lot conversation about the Splinter Forge and the card design at some point. Uh,
Maybe, yeah, yeah. He's been around for a long time. He had a lot of input in the game early on the direction we went, and he did a lot of the art for us. He played a big role early on.
we are we are grateful to you, Max Power. We thank you for your service. I
Definitely.
yeah, I'm actually very excited about Splinter Forge just because it's it's fun to play with two summoners. I mean, that's probably my biggest takeaways.
Yeah,
But
mixing summoners was one of the
yeah,
things. Yeah, right away. That was one of the things I wanted to do. Like, that's what led me to the way it is now. I was like, you got to be able to play some of these monsters together that you just can't in Splinterlands.
I don't care much about the graphics or the way it takes like the whole mechanic of the battle. I just want to play with. I mean, I want to play with uh, Auric and Elwin. What was the Dragon Summoner Elwin? I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but both of them, or even Obsidian, like Auric and like I want just to unleash the magic damage. So
It really multiplies the possibilities. Like the things you can do are just crazy now that you can choose any
mhm.
two summoners.
Yeah. Have you seen my my Rooney?
No.
My baby Auric. It's on the right
N-
side of me over there.
oh yes, yes, yeah.
It's my
I
baby
just
Auric.
it's your icon. That's your icon in Discord, is it not?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I thought the only thing missing in the resemblance of for Auric was his wham.
Uh,
So thanks to the awesome walking keys, he sold me this for a very very cheap price. So I will obviously I am. you cannot eat. But there is one with the stuff. Maybe maybe I can switch and maybe stage like this one. Um, so yeah, at some point when they make it possible for us to add components that will be replacing.
Yeah. Didn't they release the details on when that was coming?
No, fortunately not. It just
Uh,
they just said it's like now what now that they're laser focused, it will be part of their focus. But yeah, it will probably take time. I would think like with everything I've heard from town halls and discussions, I think their main priority, and I think they'll be focusing mainly on that for the foreseeable future until they get it.
y- you know what? I'm really not surprised, and I'm not really worried about the cuts because you have to think that 2 years ago when I started playing this game, it had like 10 people, and population boom came, and everybody wanted to play, and they have like what 15, 20 times that. Like that's a lot of people in a short time who have to get up to full speed on how everything works. So I think they spent a lot of time trying to get everybody up to speed, and to have a smaller team that's a little bit more in touch with each other is probably better overall, considering that they were so small to begin with.
Yeah, as I was like because I was commenting on that. Uh, I think that it's the only sad thing that I saw about this is the people being laid off. But
Yeah,
I still do believe that working for Splinterlands and Splinterlands making name and they have that on their resume will in turn help them secure new and maybe even better jobs. So I know it's unfortunate, but it's not like they're fired. It's not like they
it's
are
it's
like
good. It's good experience, and like you said, it may lead to bigger, better jobs even. But there's also the opportunity that this bare, deep winter market that we're in finally ends. We don't know when that's going to happen,
that
but
they
you
come
know what?
back.
It could flip any time, and they could come back.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're hoping that they do. I mean, I'm hearing like whatever these days I hear Aggie talking, it's always like yeah, he talking about how many awesome people he had to lay off and how at the first possible opportunity he has, he'll take them back. It's just like they didn't want to do it. They put it as a contingency plan. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah, they were staying
just
ahead of the game. They didn't want to get to the point where everything's in the crapper all at once. They had to prepare for the fact that this bear market may last a little longer yet.
I'm agreeing. Like one of my favorite quotes is "Prevention is better than cure." So I think that's where they went. And the good news is now they're focusing on the game like solid, like laser focusing, and we needed
Yeah,
that.
we've been waiting for land. I'm getting excited that they're gonna focus on that because we've been waiting for it. We've
You have land?
we've waited through SPS and everything else, so we're ready for land.
Yeah. Do you have land?
Oh yes, we have 3 tracks plus a few plots,
Is it
so we're
but
e- we're eagerly awaiting land.
and you're like it's a split evenly or equal? I mean,
Well, it's more of a it,
family style or equal?
yeah, family style.
Oh, okay, yeah, I would guess so. Well, I don't have a tract, but I have 106 plots, which almost like it's almost the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just hope like I don't know how it's going to work, but if it matters just when you claim them, I would be hoping
Well,
that they claim from around one region because I don't want them scattered around. I don't know.
yeah, I think you're gonna have options, and I'm hoping that it's like buying packs of cards for the odds of a castle or whatnot. So it's one per hundred, basically, like it's a 1% chance, right?
Yeah.
and then it's
Well, but
so
it's guaranteed. I mean, it's like, yeah. If you have all 100,
guaranteed if you have a
yeah,
tract.
yeah. If you have,
Right.
but if you like, if you claim them together, like the chances are bigger that like you get the most part of at least one of the tracks. So
Yeah, that's. I think you
hopefully,
know what I'm hoping they give you options. Like you may have the option to scatter your plots, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see, and hopefully
yeah,
we'll see soon because yeah,
we're just speculating. I mean, that's
yeah,
what
we're just guessing.
that's just what we do. We talk about it, we speculate, and it's fun. I like
Well, yeah,
speculating.
especially when you're getting excited that you know it's coming now. Like you know they're focused on it, you know they're going to get it out, and they've said it's close, so hopefully it's soon.
Yeah, I that's the word I hate most. So,
Ah, soon. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I have a lot of bad experience with that word, but hopefully soon, ish. I know.
Ish.
Yeah, soon TM. Yeah, at max power. So before like we switch to max power, anything you want to add about Splinterforge? Like I appreciate you coming here to the stream and talking to me and talking about your project as well.
um, Here, you
Anything
know what I'll
important?
do? I'll get the link to our Discord, and I'll just say that we answer questions all the time on our Discord. If you have a question, feel free to pop by, and we'll answer it.
Yeah, you
We
can
have
drop
nothing.
totally. You can drop any link here. I'm answering
Yeah,
both you and Max Power because he asks if we can drop links.
yeah.
I think
So
should
here
be
I'll
no
draw.
problem. Yeah,
Let's see here. I'll
you're
drop
allowed
that.
to. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
And that's the Discord.
Max Power dropped the link to the website, and then Rare Raptor dropped the link to their Discord. So you guys go check them out. Anything final about the dates that you would want to share with the community?
Well, in the pre-sale, like we have, if you go to our Discord, we have a link to the pre-sale announcement, and it has the final dates, which are pre-sale starts December 5th, and the live launch date is when you're going to open your packs and fight bosses will be January 2nd.
Awesome, awesome. And then from that point onwards, nothing is going to be deleted ever, right? Like not like whatever is.
No, after, so when the pre-sale starts, we're going to stop this open testing. You're not going to be able to log in anymore and fight and play around, and we'll wipe everything at that point. And then as you're buying packs, your accounts are created, and that's when you're starting to accumulate real assets.
Do you need to create an account or just log in with Hive?
Basically, logging in with your keychain is creating an
There is
account
no
at
like
Splinterforge.
email address and registration and
No,
or whatsoever. You just
it's
click.
just verify you have a wallet.
Yeah, awesome. Well, and then you said the token will be tradable on tribal decks on Hive Engine, basically.
Yeah, so it is actually on Hive Engine and Tribal Decks right now. We've been giving out or airdropping our alpha tokens and our Splinterforge Challenge Series tokens to Hive Engine wallets.
And
We can't move them into game yet, so they're just
yeah,
they're just for live launch, basically.
yeah, and then you have what payments method for the pre-sale?
The pre-sale, we're gonna do a soft peg of 3,000 deck or forge for a pack, and only during the pre-sale will you be able to use either SPS Hive vouchers at $3 per pack.
So all the ones that you mentioned, Hive, SPS, vouchers, all the uh, currency that you mentioned will be accepted
Yeah, during pre-sale,
during
and the
pre-sale.
pre-sale we followed Splinterland's example, and we have the 200,000 packs available during pre-sale, and there is an exclusive for every 50 packs. There's a special card that you won't be able to get afterwards, and we do air milestone airdrops just like Splinterlands. Um,
And
based on a guaranteed schedule.
from what I gathered, some of the equipment will be only airdropped. You can never get it in packs or
Yeah, just that one from the pre-sale. So when you buy packs in the pre-sale, it's one guaranteed per 50, and that's the only place you can get it,
that.
other than buying it off another player. And markets is one of the first things we want to work on when we get launched.
That's for all the missing because I think there are several. I think headgear for sure. Headgear is one of them, but I think some trinkets were also not pack existent.
Yeah, so there's four items that will be airdropped at each 200,000 pack interval. Um, the last one is the ring, which coincidentally is the exclusive airdrop from pre-sale. You can get it in the pre-sale.
I think some guys some they showed me a nice ring,
Yeah,
the
it's
ring
it's
of
in the
power.
pre-sale announcement. We have the picture, the image of the ring is there. That's available in the pre-sale.
Yeah, as Mark Power said, one ring to rule them all. Yeah. Well, it was a great pleasure having you, Rare Raptor, and anytime you have any updates, guys, that you want to share with the Splinterlands TV community or anything, you can just hit me up and we'll make it happen. And
Awesome.
thank you, thank you for
Yeah.
being
Thanks for having me on, man.
yeah. And don't go away because after you there is Max Power. I mean, maybe you can also talk about him the way he was talking about you while we were talking.
Yeah, I'll probably be in and out, but I'll stick around and see
Yeah.
what's going on.
Okay, thanks, Ray Raptor. Let me see if I can get him now on.